Welcome back. Over the past year, we've seen an explosion of what have become known as deep fakes, AI-generated videos and images online that have been edited. Well, now teens are finding their own real photos being altered in disturbing and offensive ways, often by classmates.
Yeah, NBC's Valerie Castro has a closer look at this growing problem.
15-year-old Stevie Hyder's memory of prom last year is no longer a happy one.
I can't look at the photo anymore.
Stevie's family says she was one of dozens of students at Richmond Burton High School in Illinois targeted by classmates who police say used artificial intelligence to create fake nudes. In Stevie's case, taking her face from this prom photo and swapping it onto a sexually explicit image. Students then texting the images around school.
And I asked them if they could just pull up the photo, and it was just immediately it felt like nauseous and gross. Yeah, it's my face there, but that's not my body.
The school saying it is unable to discuss an ongoing investigation involving students. Stevie's mother, Stephanie, furious.
We shouldn't have to teach our girls to have to hide their prom photos. That's just ridiculous.
But increasingly, young people, usually girls, are at risk from their own peers using so-called nudification apps, with cases like Stevie's popping up all over the country. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says it's seeing a spike in AI-related calls to its tip line.
Is this a situation where the law is trying to play catch up to this technology?
I think so, and I think that's something that we oftentimes see where technology moves so fast across all sectors of tech. The laws and legislation are continually having to catch up.
The law surrounding these AI-generated pictures is often murky because they aren't considered real, intimate images. Existing laws don't necessarily apply to them, though a few states have now passed legislation specifically to combat sexually explicit AI images of minors. And the FBI says child sexual abuse material created with content manipulation technologies to include generative artificial intelligence is illegal.
You want to see criminal charges?
Absolutely. There absolutely should be criminal charges.
Some parenting advocates say what's needed is more focus on prevention and teaching kids how to use AI tools ethically. In Stevie's case, 2 minors were arrested, according to the state's attorney's office, charged with a total of 34 counts of child pornography. The impact on Stevie, ongoing, worried about what to do with this year's prom pictures.
Yeah, I'm definitely nervous for posting that. I just hope those don't end up on the news too.
Stevie trying to enjoy the authentic parts of her teenage years while living with a very real, artificially generated threat.
And Valerie Castro joins us now. Valerie, just incredible reporting. Gosh, it really hits you when you think she's worried to even just put prom pictures up.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that you spoke with parents and teens. What options do they have if they're targeted like this?
So if these images end up online, there's a great resource from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's a free online tool called Take It Down, and it will assign a digital fingerprint to an image of a minor, a nude image, and it will send that digital fingerprint to the social media platforms that it partnered with, things like Facebook, TikTok, even OnlyFans, which is typically adult content. Those platforms can then search for the image using that digital fingerprint to take it down, and this will also apply to an AI-generated content as well.
Oh my goodness, it's heartbreaking, really, how much there is to worry about right now as you're a teenager growing up. Valerie Castro, really, thank you very much. Great reporting. Thank you, Kate.
All right, well, joining us to talk more about this and about technology and teens in general, family psychologist Jen Hartstein, who specializes in working with adolescents. And we have digital safety expert Adam Dodge. He's the creator of EndTab, a company that educates organizations and people about online safety. He's also the founder of the Tech Savvy Parent. Good to have both of you with us. I just want to start where you left off. I mean, this issue of deep fakes, Adam, I'll start with you. What do we do? I'm a parent. I don't know how to talk about this. What do we do?
Well, I think raising awareness about what these are, how they work. What AI has done is it's given our kids, their friends, and people who want to do them harm the ability to edit and create videos that they were never in, photos that they were never in. And so by having the conversation, first off, and letting them know, hey, as your parent, I'm aware of this technology. I know it's harmful. And having this conversation regularly can at least open up a dialogue and lets them know that you understand and you're there for them.
Dr. Jen, let's get into the nitty-gritty, though, of how we do that, right? Especially if a teenager doesn't want to talk about a picture or an image that might involve nudity. I mean, what do you say? Give us the words.
Give you the words. So, I mean, there's some steps before we get to the words, right? So the first thing is we want to just kind of ask the question, as Adam said, like, what do you know about this? Let's kind of understand knowledge base and lean in with curiosity. Don't lean in with anger, frustration, punitively, right? Which is really hard when you're already with judgment, right? It's so hard when you're already nervous. As adults in the lives of kids, we talk too much. So I recommend that everybody listen more, talk less.
I see the teenagers in the audience going like, yeah.
I'm on your side, I promise. Talk, you know, so listen more, talk less, and then start to ask things like, tell me what you know. I'm really curious to understand what might be happening. Can you show me what you're looking at, right? If I know that I can approach you with that stuff without you being super judgmental and getting mad at me, I'm gonna be more open to sharing it with you as a teenager. And that's, the truth is that you're learning about it at the same rate, probably more slowly than the teens are.
And then how do you, yes, it is good advice. How do you get kids on the right track to have a healthy relationship with this technology?
So I think that's part of the conversation, right? As you're all learning about it, I want to know more about, well, what are you doing with it? And what do you think is the right thing? Just the same way we would talk about how are you being engaged with your friends and how are you being engaged with social media. Those lessons that we've been kind of practicing up till now are the things we need to be continuing to discuss with AI because it is a little bit more unharnessed.
Adam, I'm going to read some statistics. I find some of these numbers just stunning. The number of deepfake videos online skyrocketing, up 550% in 2023 compared to 2019. But here's the big one, with pornography making up 98% of those videos. Tell us, especially like in the halls of a school and stuff like that, not necessarily some, you know, we think a lot of political videos or something when we say deepfakes, but just among classmates, how is this being used for things like bullying with teens?
Yeah, make no mistake, deepfakes are about sexual violence. They're about sexualizing women and girls, like that, full stop. And the way it's being used to bully folks is by inserting them into videos, often pornographic, that they were never in fact in, or using, that's what deepfakes are. That's why most people have sort of negative connotations about deepfakes. But then with photos, you have undressing apps, which with the push of a button, you can make a non-explicit photo appear explicit. And because it's so easy to do, because these things are being marketed on social media platforms through targeted ads, it creates a legitimacy around them. And if we're not having these conversations in our schools, in our communities, then the first point of contact about this is going to be an algorithm instead of a trusted voice like a parent.
You just said marketed. Like you're saying that kids are seeing this stuff being pushed at them like, hey, buy this app so that you can make a nude photo.
Yeah, and I think it's worth repeating. You just said it's a normal picture and you can take the clothes off someone.
Yeah, it's like Photoshop in your pocket. So you press a button and it digitally removes, using AI, digitally removes the clothing and makes it appear to be a hyper-realistic nude image. And the problem is, these are synthetic. They're not, in fact, real photos. But, and this is, I think, where parents can have a lot of agency, is by understanding the fact that even though the images aren't real, the harm is very real, right? Because no one cares that they're fake.
Well, Jen, so if you have a child that this has happened to, I want to ask you about both things. I want to ask you about you have a child who's accidentally had a photo made of them that they had no agency in. Also, on the flip side, what if you have the child who's making them?
Yes.
Who's creating these photos and sending them around?
Correct. So let's start with the kind of the kid that didn't ask for it and got it, right? So I don't want to call them victims because I really think that there is an empowerment opportunity to take back your identity and take back your space. But I am the person who didn't ask for this. And we have to be that. Again, I'm going to go back to the idea that as a parent, I have to be that safe space so that if this happens, my child does not have to suffer in silence because they don't have to be embarrassed to come because my parent isn't going to approach me with judgment, right? So we want to be a safe space, an open space, and then, like the parents in Valerie's piece, what do we want to do about it? How do we get it taken down? How do we use those sites? How do we get any sort of protection for our child so it doesn't become something spread everywhere is kind of the first piece of that. And you might have to get them some professional help to get some additional support to talk through it. It's traumatic. Right? And when you're the bully, which is essentially what this is a new wave of, and a new, as you mentioned, a new kind of bullying, there are different psychological issues for the bully, and we have to be able to get them support. We all just get really mad and punitive, but there's a reason someone feels they have to act that way. I am not excusing behavior at all. Behavior is the thing that gets us into trouble. But what's the emotional component, the psychological component behind that? And if you know that you are the parent of a kid who's doing the bullying, you have to get them some help, because this isn't probably the only time or the only place that that's happening, and they need to be able to talk to someone safely about it.
We did get some viewer questions from people who are not in the room but who will be watching this, who are interested in this. Here is one from a parent of a 16-year-old who asks, how can kids safely use technology while protecting their privacy? Because that's really, it's the balance here, right? How do you do it but do it safely? Adam, what do you say to that?
Well, so much about this is about privacy and about consent. Right? These images are being created, they're violating our privacy, and we're not giving anybody consent to do this. I think it's why people find them so, even though they know they're not real, they find them so distressing and awful, because it really does violate our bodily autonomy, it violates our consent. We didn't give permission for that. And a lot about privacy, people are trafficking in our data all the time. We didn't give them permission to do that. So really centering permission and consent around this, having conversations about bodily autonomy that don't just include our physical bodies, but also include our images. And if someone's thinking about like creating these images, helping them understand how harmful this is and how it's such a violation of their privacy if you create an explicit nude of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Adam Dodge.
Dr. Jen Hartstein, thank you both very much. What a fascinating conversation.
Thank you. Well, up next, kids are facing a growing threat from predators online as well. We're going to dig into how to spot them, what to really look for, and how to stop them. Up next.
This NBC News Now special town hall is sponsored by Aura, a leader in family online safety.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.